Join our acting superintendent, Mr. Chris Celmer, and ABC 27 senior reporter, Kendra Nichols, for the first of two back-to-school news segments highlighting the Harrisburg School District and important information for the upcoming school year.
How difficult has it been to prepare for this school year?
It has been a challenge unlike any other. I think not just for me, but for our district and districts across the state of Pennsylvania, trying to support our different learning communities, trying to provide options for families, but yet have safety be at the first and foremost front of our decision-making process. So it's been extremely difficult, but we're in servant leadership. We're here to support our students, and we're going to do everything we can to do so.
How many students? Give us an idea of Harrisburg School District. How many students?
6,600 students. We have 5 elementaries, 3 middle-level schools, and then we have 3 high schools, which includes our Cougar Academy, which is a blended learning model. And so a very large district, very unique needs throughout the community. And obviously as a district, we're trying to support all those different needs the best we can.
So let's talk about what you're offering students, because you guys start August 31st.
We do.
Okay, so what options are our students offered?
So option A is our pathway to classroom instruction. That option does start 100% remote. But with that model, you have in-person instruction from Harrisburg School District teachers. Option B is our Harrisburg Virtual Learning Academy. That is what we call an asynchronous learning model, so it gives families more flexibility. There's more independent learning. There's not live instruction unless it's scheduled for support, but it does supply a family with in some cases, much needed flexibility. If they need to support their student, maybe it's 7 o'clock at night because they have to work during the day, or if they're just really concerned overall about sending their child back to a brick and mortar setting, regardless of the status of COVID, that option will be a good option for them.
And option A or B, that's K through 12.
K through 12, that's correct.
So right now, students are not going back to the classroom right now.
Correct.
Do we see that changing this school year?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, we want to have our students in our rooms and us delivering instruction, but the COVID's going to dictate really where this all goes. And all our decision making, first and foremost, has been at the safety of our students and their families. Within Harrisburg, there's many multi-generational families, and that is part of our decision-making process, that if a student would become ill, with COVID, the statistics show they will most likely bounce back, but what about their parent, and what about maybe their grandparents, etc.? So all of that has been in the forefront of our decision-making process to start 100% virtual for the Harrisburg School District, but we want our students back. One thing we have not done, when we made the announcement of 100% virtual, we did not say we're going to be virtual until January. We're going to be virtual to December. I want to leave the door open to continue to evaluate what's happening on the ground within the city of Harrisburg regarding COVID, and if there's an opportunity to possibly bring back smaller cohorts of students. Maybe it's our special education students that we feel we can support their needs in a classroom setting. We may bring them back first in smaller cohorts. Then maybe we bring elementary back, but it could be we bring kindergarten back 1 week. Maybe 2 weeks later we bring first grade back. So I really want to leave this open because COVID, there's still a lot of unknowns with COVID-19. And the medical professionals, they're still trying to figure things out, in my humble opinion. So I want to leave the door open to make those decisions.
So obviously there was a big need for technology.
Yes.
So how did you meet the technology need for those over 6,000 students?
It was a challenge. First and foremost, last spring we received a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Education that really allowed us to hit the ground running. We started device distributions actually last spring. We did not have the students return those devices at the end of May, early June. We allowed them to keep those devices for 2 reasons. One is we did a summer enrichment program, which they could utilize those devices for in July. Secondly is we had a mindset that we may end up here. And our thought was, why not let the students keep the devices over the summer, and then we'll continue to distribute, which we're starting this week. We started yesterday. Actually, we started last week with our high school, and this week we're doing K-8. So we're at all the school locations, Monday through Thursday this week. We're there in the morning. There's a lunch break from 12 to 1:30, and then 1:30 to 3:30, our teams are distributing devices throughout the city of Harrisburg at all our school locations. And we're going to do the same next week. There'll be a schedule announced at the end of the week because our feeling is we're probably going to have parents that come up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week saying I need a device, I still need to enroll my child, just because there's so much, uncertainty and I think still fear around COVID and, what we need to do to support our families.
So device distribution is happening this week and next week, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3:30?
Correct. There's a break. There's a 12 to 1:30 break in there. Next week's schedule will be announced, but I'm anticipating it will be a similar schedule for next week.
And they can check the school website.
At website, Facebook, Twitter. Yep. All the information will be posted.